Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Today is Thursday, April 25th, and we're going to be taking a look at what all messages want to come through for you from God, Spirit, the Divine. So we will go ahead and jump in and take a look at the collective energy first, and then we'll be taking a look sign grouping by sign grouping to see what wants to come in. All right, we have Justice in reverse, Strength in reverse, and Page of Cups in reverse. So turn down just a little bit so you can see what's going on. There we go. So we have Justice and Strength in reverse. So there's some imbalance that's going on, and that's really, it's creating this sense of like just feeling weak and vulnerable and kind of this like almost manipulated, like burned out energy of why are things out of balance? Like why can't things, why can't things settle out? Like why can't I find that sense of peace and happiness and feel like things are a little bit more balanced for me? We also do have the Page of Cups in reverse, and so this is going to be some of this like immaturity and some insecurity, and that could be around the fact of things aren't in balance and kind of almost that point of like when you hit that point of exhaustion and you have that almost childlike, stomping your feet. Oh my gosh, why is this still the way it is? So it's that sort of energy that's coming through for the collective. Like, oh, I'm just ready for my break. I'm ready for something to change, for something to get a little bit easier, better. So let's jump in and look at each of the individual sign groupings. Today we will start with Earth signs, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. See what wants to come through for you. We have the Devil in reverse. So there's definitely this devil energy that's pulling on you. And it's a matter of breaking free from that devil energy. So whatever this situation is that has been out of balance and just leaving you feeling totally drained and, like, I don't even know what to do anymore. Like all of that is being exacerbated by the fact that there's this devil energy that's been pushing on you. But in reverse is it's kind of that sense of you need to break free of it. So you're going through these cycles because you haven't been able to break free from that devil energy. So something is keeping you looping. And for our Earth signs, if you can break free of whatever the big devil energy is in your life, then you will be able to push back on the rest of this energy. All right. Then we have Abundance. This is very strange that all of these cards so far are coming up in the reverse. Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So this is that reminder that, your experience is colored by what your mindset is. If you're looking for proof and evidence that everything in the world is terrible and, humanity is doomed and all of that, you can find it. If you're looking for evidence of how amazing and loving and inspiring humanity is, you'll be able to find that too. So it's a matter of what are you focusing on? What are you directing your energy towards? And the universe will bring in experiences, and you will attract in experiences that are in line with that. And again, this is so weird. This card came up in reverse as well. I guess I'll just leave them like this. It's Arakura, blossoming. You are just getting started. So have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. So this is like this new abundant start that wants to come in for you. And it's a matter of, in order to get that, you need to break free from this devil energy. You need to be able to stand up to it and say, no more. I'm not going to let this person, this experience, this set of circumstances dictate what direction I'm going. And it's funny. So I've been listening to some of the new Taylor Swift songs, and one of her songs is very upbeat. It's I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And it's talking about, it's very, very upbeat and catchy. But when you're listening to the words, it's, she's talking about how like yes, her heart is breaking, but she has to put on this persona and just be happy, high energy, because it was while she was going on her tour. So, no one wants to come see an artist like sobbing on stage, type of thing. And so, it's like, how do you break free of that? How do you rise above whatever's trying to keep you down so that you can blossom? And this part, be patient with yourself and the process, and don't give up. It was making that song come to mind as I was thinking about that. And then here we have, your hard work will pay off. So it really does feel like all of these are going together. Like, this whole message here for earth signs is really coming together about, you have whatever this devil energy is that's pulling you down, that's making you feel like your life is out of balance. And it's stirring up these feelings in you of, like I said, it's almost like that defiant child or teenager stomping their feet like, no, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to do this. But it's almost like that's what you need. Have that moment of defiance, of pushing back, like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going in the direction that I need to go in, to better serve me. So, and this is, still on the heels of, we have some of that shadow energy from the Scorpio full moon, which is about addressing a situation that really needs to be resolved. So this could be that stepping up, that defiance of, no, I'm not going to keep doing this, just because this devil energy is keeping me, or trying to keep me there. All right, water signs. What do we have for you? The World. So there's something that's coming to completion. There's some cycle that's drawing to an end. And even though you might feel like things are really out of balance right now, and you're just feeling like really weak and, I don't want to do this anymore. Be patient and be forgiving with yourself. Like, you're almost there. So take a little bit of extra time, take that me day. If you need to, go for a walk, go for a swim, sit in a sauna, get a massage, like whatever you need to do to kind of recharge your battery a little bit. Maybe you need to go to the range and, hit golf balls, shoot archery, go hit the punching bag, whatever it is that you need to do to like recenter yourself. Do that, because it's like you're getting really close. Like, you've almost finished this lesson. You've almost wrapped up this cycle. So don't let yourself slide now. All right, then we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And some of this, as this cycle draws to a close, this card, I feel like it always sends this interesting cascade in my mind that, the grief, that when you lose something, it gives you an opportunity to appreciate it. It is not to say, pull these cat and mouse dynamics of, oh, well, I'm just going to break up with the person because that's going to make them miss me and appreciate me, and then make them come running back. Like, not from a mind game perspective, but it's okay. Like, in your grief, if you really have lost something, you can appreciate it. It does shine a light as to what it was that you really had. But there's also, I would say there should be a message in there of, if you're the one who is losing something, like, work on being able to appreciate what you have when you have it, because waiting till you lose it to appreciate it and grieve over it, it might be too late. So make sure that you're appreciating what you have in your life when it's in your life, and don't wait until it's gone. Then we have Mother Mary. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Now, remember, they may not be being answered in the way that you want them to be answered, but know that they're being answered, and that everything that's happening is happening for you, for your highest good, rather than, oh, this is happening to me. This is happening to me. It's happening for you to help you grow and ascend into your highest good. All right. And then there's no shortcut to healing. So if there's especially if there's grief related to having lost something. There's no shortcut to it. It's not like there's this one magical phrase that you can tell yourself. If I tell myself that 12 times, then I'll be done and then I'm fine. You know, if there's significant loss in your life, it's going to take time, and you're going to have to be patient with yourself, and, you know, don't lose your faith altogether. Still expect miracles. But, you know, as part of the healing, it's acknowledging, yes, what you lost and being able to appreciate it, and also being able to be in a position that when life circumstances change, either, you know, with that person again or with somebody new, that you interact with that situation differently, so that you don't have a sense of like regret in your future. All right, now we're on to our air signs. Let's see what message wants to come through for our air signs. The sun. So there's blessings that are wanting to come through with this, you know, feeling kind of burned out and feeling like, oh, everything's out of balance. Again, don't lose faith. There's blessings that are coming in, and sometimes it takes breaking to be able to rise up. So it's kind of that whole, you know, the phoenix rises from the ashes type of thing. So if you're in that energy of like that the immature Page of Cups in reverse energy of just wanting to stomp your feet and being like, I just want to be done with this, know that your blessings are coming in. The universe is trying to bring your blessings in. So look for that, and look and try to see, okay, what are the opportunities that the universe is trying to give me to bring in these blessings? Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So again, this is like one of those, you're stronger than you think and stronger than you realize. So even though right now you might be feeling totally just defeated, that soul weary, it's funny because I remember telling a friend this before. So if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, there's a scene where Banner jumps out of this plane, like down onto the Rainbow Bridge, and it's supposed to be like this big dramatic, like he's supposed to turn into the Hulk as he lands. And instead in the scene, it's like he just jumps and he's like, you know, you'll understand, or something like that. And then he just hits and like, boom, and just kind of like falls over like, ugh. And this big wolf thing kind of nudges him like, and then runs away, you know. So that's what it reminds me of sometimes, like this strength in reverse, like you're just soul weary, drained, but have that perseverance. Know that blessings are on the way, and you just have to hang in there. All right, and your goddess card is Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So some of this with the boundaries, especially when you feel like you're in that position where you are just exhausted and you feel like you just don't have the strength to go on, make sure that you're putting good, solid boundaries in place, because especially when you're at your, I'll call it most vulnerable, it's easy to just be like, I don't have any fight in me. Fine, I don't care. I don't have any fight in me. And that will just continue to zap that last little bit of strength that you might have. So make sure you're taking time to take care of yourself, whatever that looks like, whether it's going for a run, whether it's sitting in the park listening to the birds, or going to get a massage, or going to the gun range, you know, like whatever your thing is to relax. Make sure that you're taking enough time for you, so that way you can start to slowly fill your bucket and regain your strength and step into these blessings. And ask your guides for help. Your guides are listening. So they want to help you. They want to see you succeed. And sometimes when you're at that point where it's like you feel like your guides have given up on you, know that they haven't. Like, they may not be stepping in because you're so close to getting there on your own that they're like, she's right there. He's right there. You can do it. You can do it. I think this was in the book version of the Hunger Games at one point. Like, she's almost, in the first one, she's almost or like dying of dehydration, and she's like, you know, why hasn't Hamish sent me anything? And she's thinking about it, and she does have a moment of clarity of, okay, if he's very limited on what help he can give me, the only reason he wouldn't be giving me help right now is because there's got to be water nearby. He wouldn't just let me, you know, he wouldn't let me die of dehydration. You know, there's got to be enough sponsor money. And so she was able to kind of see, even in that moment of despair, of, wait a second, if I'm not being helped right now, it's because I'm so close to being able to help myself. So it's almost kind of like that sort of energy, like you're so close, you can do it. So if you feel like your guides aren't helping you a lot right now, or if you feel like you're kind of out in the cold, think about that they may not be helping you as much because you're so close to being there on your own. It just takes a tiny little bit more from you, and you'll get it. So, alrighty, fire signs. Let's see what we've got for you. We have got the World for you as well. This was came up for water signs earlier. So the World, you're approaching the end of a cycle. So this cycle where you feel like everything is out of balance and that there's just no justice. It's, you know, that sort of energy where you feel like, you know, somebody is just totally draining on you, or, you know, and then with the Strength in reverse, that you just don't have the energy for it, and it's pushing you into this, you know, hey, it's kind of making me be this person I don't really want to be. It's making me be that immature person. It's bleeding over into the rest of my life. Like sometimes if there's one area of your life that's really, really imbalanced, then it'll sometimes end up bleeding over into all the areas of your life. You know, for example, if you're having like a really tough time in a romantic relationship, or that's really terrible, it bleeds over into your work life. It bleeds over into your time with the rest of your family, with your friends. So the end of that cycle is approaching. You know, so have faith. The end is coming. And then let's see, envy, and then this one jumped as well, love. So it's interesting because actually the colors, the dark rings, are both the same color. So envy, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And then love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And so this is like, since the colors kind of match in there too, the whole thing with envy is, if you're looking at it like, oh, well, somebody else has it so much easier. They may not have it easier. They just have a different set of problems, which sometimes it's easier to look at somebody else's problems and say, oh yeah, well, of course, you know, you do that and then it's done. When you're in the thick of it, it's sometimes harder to see. So if you're looking around at other people, like, why do they have it so easy? Or, okay, fine, they had a little bit of a hiccup, but, you know, was it really that bad? Try to see your own situation like that. Try to zoom out and say, okay, if this, whatever it is, if this job, if this family situation, if this relationship situation, if I was looking at this and this was one of my friends who was in this situation, what would I be thinking of it? What would I be telling my friend to do? Because sometimes when you're in it, it's like it's too big of a problem. And there's also sometimes that sense of, well, wait a second, if I really make a change and it turns out to be way, way easier than I thought, then there's also laced into that, sometimes there's these thoughts of, well, how much of a failure am I that I didn't do anything about it earlier? So it's almost like you sabotage it now and you make it into a bigger issue, because if it's not this gigantic insurmountable issue, then there's that fear that, are other people going to judge me? Because why didn't I get out of it? If it was that easy, why didn't I do it? Like, why couldn't I have seen that it was that easy to get out of it? So don't let yourself get stuck in that head trash, but just back up and think of it like this was your friend and this is their life. And what would you, as an outsider in their life, observe about it and tell them, hey, have you thought about this? Or why, you know, why do you allow this injustice? Then we have Sulis, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries. And so that's going to be that reminder of how do you ground? How do you connect with nature and kind of get yourself out of your own individual drama or patterns. Because sometimes when, especially like say you're walking on the beach at the, and it's the ocean and there's, you can see beach for miles and you look out and it's just water. And it kind of helps put it in perspective that, your problem as compared to the grandeur of everything around you, whether you make this choice and stay in this job, go with that job, do this, all of this around you is still going to keep going. So sometimes that helps as well. It kind of helps pull you out of that, oh, I can't do anything mindset. All right. And then we have that tower is protecting you. So if you have a tower coming up and it looks like, some of these things, like your strength is at a low right now. And some of it with the justice being red and the kid that's getting spanked for misbehaving. So some situation is going to be coming into balance here soon. And it's, the tower is going to bring about the world. It's going to bring about the closure of that cycle. But you have to have that strength, keep persevering, because something good wants to come in for you, but you have to let this part go away first. You have to let that tower happen, wrap up that cycle, and then you can move into your next phase of life, your next lesson, your next experience with a sense of love. So I hope that you found today's message to be helpful, but as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest. I do have a new deck that I'm going to be debuting soon, almost done with the Oracle deck. So make sure you hit subscribe and notification so that way you can be alerted when new videos post, and including ones, because I'll be doing some extra readings to incorporate the new deck whenever I have a new one. I love using that. So make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe. And I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.